If you're liking your drawing until you have to add the eyes, these tips might help. Doing something cool with the eyelashes or the eye shape can really add a lot to your stylized eye. I personally love doing these eyelash spikes underneath. Dramatic eyeliner choices can be fun too. You can add eye bags underneath the eye, some smeared makeup, or even some red around the eye to make them look tearful or fragile. My favorite thing to do is something special with the irises. You can do something as simple as like putting a little spiral in there, sort of Danganronpa style. I personally love doing crazy shapes like crosses or ghosts or even dripping. And you can even make it asymmetrical, which can give your character a really crazy look. When it comes to stylized cartoony art, there's really no limit on how much interest you can add to the eyes. But if you do them all at once, it's definitely going to be the focal point. Don't forget to have fun while you're drawing. If you feel like your drawing's going great until you have to draw the hair, this tip might help you. The first thing you want to do is make sure you're drawing the whole skull, like draw them like a weird, bald little alien baby. Next, you really want to establish the hairline, so you need to figure out where their face stops and their scalp begins. For short hair, you might want to pick a spot for all the hair to sort of spiral out of. Making sure it all flows back to that point as it wraps around the head really helps give the flow of the hair some logic. And with long hair, it can help to demarcate like a specific part, and then if you want the bangs to be different, you can kind of just use the hairline. Remember too that hair has volume to it, so it should be separating away a bit from the scalp. There should be more mass above the scalp. Don't forget to experiment with different hair textures. Good luck with your drawings. If you're happy with your drawing until you have to color the skin, these tips might help. First, you want to select the base color of the skin. So this should just be kind of the color you want it to be when it's not in shade or in highlight. And once you have that selected, you want to take that mid color and put it to the side. Next, you want to pick a color that is both darker and redder than the mid-tone. For a super pale character, I like to use something really red. I find that characters with darker complexions can often go a little farther into this pink zone, and it can still look nice, which is trickier to do with the lighter skin characters. Then you pick your highlight, which can be lighter and cooler. Place the darker color in key points like under the eyes, on the tips of the ears, around the nose. Then gently start to blend it in. Then carefully add a couple little highlights and blend. You can add details like scars or freckles and you're done. If you ever feel like your art is looking a little harsh because of the black lines, here's an easy way to fix it. Go to your line art or your inking layer, add a layer on top, and then turn this layer into a clipping mask. On Clip Studio Paint, you just click this button. In a lot of other programs, you right click on the layer and then say turn into clipping mask. And then what that'll do is it'll make it so that anything on that layer will only adhere itself to line art you've already drawn. I like to put it in places like blush lines or the inner parts of the hair, like these little detail lines. Once you're done, it should look something like this. And so it's a subtle difference, but I feel like it makes the whole image look a lot nicer and softer. And then when you put the shading in, the whole thing, I think, just kind of comes together a little more. If you want it to look even smoother, you can add a blur to that layer, and you're done.
Final product. I definitely recommend doing these. TBH, it doesn't look great with my style, but I still love it. And I'll continue to try these with future drawings.